Last week I went to cinema to see Kung Fu Panda 4, and I gotta say out front, it was pretty blunt. Now, if you've seen my video on the zone of interest, you know that I haven't been going to cinema for a while now. And it may be because of that, but this movie didn't made me laugh, or let's say I've smiled a lot, but like pretty small smiles overall. And I love Kung Fu Panda. I think it's hilarious. It's one of my childhood films and I really like it, but this fourth movie was odd at best. So, first things first, I really want to say the imagery, the scenes, how they look, I mean, was pretty good. Like, it's like an industry standard at this moment, at this point. I really don't know how are they able to like keep this going, but most of the animated films looks gorgeous these days. Not just anime, the Western animations are gorgeous as well. But other than that, I really don't have much to talk about. Like, I have some notes here, but that's really the only thing in my eyes that the film did well, because everything else is just so blunt. And when you have such blunt story, such blunt way of telling that as well, and not diving deep into anything really in the whole film, it doesn't really matter if you look gorgeous, you know? And before we get into the bad stuff, I like to mention something. I'm not sure if it was because of the cinema, but the audio shifted drastically in some scenes when there was a scene change. Like, even at times where we are at the same room, at the same place, the voices changed like drastically. It may be because of 3D, maybe, but I was watching the film in 2D, so I'm not really sure if they would use the same sound design in different types of dimensions, I guess. So that was a bit odd, but that may be a me issue too, so I just wanted to quickly mention that. So, first things first, the villain. Now, I just googled her name, because although in the film they like repeat her name a lot, the chameleon, I really don't remember much about her. I can tell you from my notes that her design was pretty cool. The whole concept of like a, shapeshifter villain was very cool. Like, I was very interested in seeing the movie. She's a chameleon, and I think that concept is pretty cool. But when watching the movie, as soon as I saw her like toying around in Tai Long's body, I was like, okay, well, I guess, yeah. Because I felt like, okay, so they're gonna use the old IP to sell this movie, maybe? Like, that was a bummer, in my opinion, because Tai Long is a pretty cool dude, like, a very nice villain, but, like, I don't know. Yeah, okay, I see. Like, using old IP, the old villains, and, bringing them back. And they did that literally in the later minutes of the film. But, like, that concept could have been used very differently, very much better, in my opinion. Like, just like Chameleon uses Tai Long to escape from a prison, I guess, at the beginning of the film, but you never see anything about that later on. Like, they do that to like hype Tai Long escaped again. Poe, come here fast, and something like that. And so Poe meets with this, fox lady, and then like they go out on a journey just because that fox actually knows like what's going on and stuff. Like, okay, and then like, man, it's a bummer. This movie, like, when I think about it, I feel sad, like, because I really like Kung Fu Panda, but the fourth movie didn't vibe with me. Another thing is, like I said, the chameleon is very blunt. Like, her whole motive is like, I want respect. I went to a dojo to learn Kung Fu so that I can be the greatest Kung Fu master. They said I'm too weak and small. I can't be participating in Kung Fu, I guess. And so I will use Dragon Warrior's power to bring back the dead Kung Fu masters and have their powers so that I can master Kung Fu and get my respect. What the fuck? Like, and since she's a chameleon, she can just, shape shift into them as well. And so, like, but like, okay, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really not happy with this story. And another thing is like this other concept of Poe finding his successor as the Dragon Warrior and stuff. So like, Master Shifu says like you need to choose a Dragon Warrior, and I was like, why now? First things first. And if we have to choose now, like, did Poe selected as the Dragon Warrior to serve just for 2 years or something? Like, I don't get it. Master Oogway literally waited until his death, basically. So why can't just Poe do the same? Like, okay, we can choose upfront a Dragon Warrior and train them, or I guess, but like, why now? I guess because we need a film and a cool concept, I guess. I don't know. But like, the movie kills a lot of potential, a future potential for later films, just to not make Poe older, I guess. Like, they kill literally every villain. Like, they make them respect Poe, bow before Poe as their master. Even Tai Long, my god, like, what the hell? Even Kai, like, why? I don't understand that at all. Kai, how or why would Kai, bow before Poe, dude? Like, I don't really get that. I really didn't like that, and you may have liked that concept. I really don't know. But my thoughts are like, as I was watching, I was sitting there like, okay, like, what can I do? What can I do at that point, Like, Poe chooses this fox, which I guess her name was Shen, and like, there is no reason for it. There's nothing they lived together to actually choose her as a dragon warrior. Like, what happened? Like, they had a small, very little journey to a place and beat up a villain. But like, no, no, dude. It was just a short trip, basically. Nothing fancy happened in that trip. She didn't, you know, like, dude, I never felt like this blonde. Dude, everything in this movie made me feel like, okay, but why? Or how? Like, and I would say I am pretty content with films or media in general, because I like, okay, I haven't seen worlds of films or stuff, so I may be a bit of a rookie, in this manner, but like, dude, this movie made even me, bored. Like, I was sitting there without laughter to jokes, and it may very well be because it was in German. Don't get me wrong. I am not a very good per se, like, I don't understand every single word, every single conversation in German, but I feel as though even if I were to watch it in Turkish, which I love the dub version, or the English version, I I really don't think I would have significantly more fun. You know, I really don't feel like that would be the case. Um, because I don't know, man. Like, I felt like, am I getting older or something? What the fuck is this? you know, ah, man, God. Anyways, the last fight, the boss fight, I would say, was extremely half baked. Like after seeing Poe versus Tai Long, Poe versus Shen, Poe versus Kai, dude, this was so bad. I'm so bummed about this, man. Like, and not because like it's a bad movie. Like, I would say this movie was like 6 or at best 6.5 in my scala, and that's not bad. It's all right. It's getting the good because of the visuals and the concept, but the what makes me sad is the potential that it had. Like it's a very cool concept, this shape shifting or chameleon concept. I really love it. I love this concept a lot, and stealing powers is also very cool. But she didn't use the powers, like that's the point. Like, this shape shifting concept is so cool. A little chameleon turning into a elephant is a cool concept, but they didn't use the concept. Like, that's what makes me sad. In a film like Kung Fu Panda, it would be so good, man. And I'm so sad because it's just they used it like this. So yeah, the last fight with the boss, I would say, there was no fight, basically. There was nothing. I'm really so sad about this movie, man. With every sentence, I just feel sadness, So, if we continue with the fun facts, I really liked Lee's, which is Poe's father, like the bad guy spiel. I think it's pretty cool. At least like I said, I've seen the German version, but I bet English version was good as well. I think it's pretty cool. I really liked like his vibe at that role. That was pretty good. Like the tough guy, I would say, not bad guy, but bad guy as well. But like in means of tough guy, that was pretty cool. I believe there were Cabbageman references 2 times. I noted them because I was like, is that a reference? Like, I really like that. And another thing is there were scenes that used fade out and fade in. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen that transition in a long while. That may be a normal transition, by the way. I really don't think so, but it was like, huh, okay, interesting. Because like there are a lot of ways you can transition into another scene, and I don't know, fade in and fade out. I'm not a big fan, so that caught my attention. And lastly, I have no idea why, and I also don't know if this helps because it's a big subject that I don't really understand much. With my little noodle here. But in the movie, for the first time in the fourth movie, I would say, in the whole series, there were animals in different skin tones. Like, all this time, we only saw white bunnies and, pink pigs. But now there are pigs and bunnies in different skin tones, I guess. Like I said, I really don't understand if this kind of stuff helps with those, you know, problems, I guess, because of course there are problems with equality and, stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really understand much, and I have no cure or solutions. So I don't really want to say like, oh, this sucks, or, this makes no sense. like, to me, it makes no sense. I really don't get how that would help with those problems, or represent those people, I guess. But, if it does, Godspeed. But that was the last thing I just wanted to I wanted to mention, and that's Kung Fu Panda 4 for you. Like I said, I think it gets a 6 from me. Like, I really don't want to give that much credit to it. I think I would give 5 to this movie, but with the good visuals, and I think there were some cool moments as well. But like I said, some, sadly, I am giving a plus point, and making it a 6. So Kung Fu Panda 6 gets a 6 points. Not Kung Fu Panda 6. So Kung Fu Panda 4 gets 6 points from me. Would I recommend you watching it? Like, I really don't want to say, if you love Kung Fu Panda, you may give it a go. But you may as well better off not see it. I also asked my friends, and they said, like, yes, it was a bit blunt, but it was alright. I'd give it a 7 or 8. And maybe you'll like it too. But if you've seen this video with skipping the spoiler parts, like, give it a go. In any case, I don't know. Like, if you have nothing else to do, maybe you should give it a go. Or if you really wonder how the lore continues, you may give it a go. So yeah, that's really about it. I wish it was a better movie. I wish I could enjoy it more, but I couldn't. But I guess that's life. So yeah, that's really about it. See ya.